This story recently just came out, and it's unfortunate news that I have to bring to you. Now, I've been following this story ever since it happened. About Britt Reid causing this car crash that ended up so badly injuring this little girl that you see in the picture named Ariel Young. Now, the last time I talked about her, which is very recent, it said that she woke up out of her coma. But now it has just been reported that she's most likely going to face permanent brain damage because of how severe that accident was. I said, now knowing this, they have enough ammo to go after Britt Reid with, because she's not going to be the same. This fool literally altered this girl's life forever, and she's only 5. She didn't really get a chance to really live life the way that she should, and now she's never going to really truly live the life that she should deserve to live. They need to arrest him as soon as possible. If I was her family, I would be on Kansas City head every second of every day until he is in cuffs, in charge heavily with something. And see, like I said in the video that I did initially about this story, this is not the first time Britt Reid has had a run-in with law enforcement behind the wheel of a car because of a DUI. Because, he's had multiple run-ins. It's just that this time it's gotten to this point. But because he's Andy Reid's son, and he's was the assistant coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, they overlook it. Then, of course, the other thing. I don't have to tell you what the other thing is. It's obvious. Ariel Young, the 5-year-old girl who was injured in a car crash involving former Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach Britt Reid before the Super Bowl last month, remains hospitalized in Missouri with a brain injury. Tom Porto, an attorney for the Young family, provided the update Tuesday on ABC's Good Morning America, calling the crash a serious, life-altering event. She's awake, which is a huge development. She likely has permanent brain damage that will endure her for the rest of her life. She's not walking. It's a sad, sad story. Reid, the son of Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, was also hospitalized following the February 4th crash and didn't join the team in Florida for the Super Bowl 3 days later. He was not He was not retained by the franchise, which allowed his contract to expire following the conclusion of the season. The 35-year-old Los Angeles native told police he consumed 2 to 3 drinks and was also taking prescription Adderall when he struck a parked car with Young and her 4-year-old cousin inside while driving at highway speeds. See, this guy, they said that he had consumed 2 to 3 drinks and was on Adderall. This guy literally combined alcohol with prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs. You don't do that. That's not something you do. Like, this guy was living dangerously, and then on top of that, he was driving. That was a recipe for disaster. And still, he has not been arrested. Mind you, this happened over a month ago. And they still don't have him locked up. I'm telling you, that PC privilege is strong. It says their vehicle had pulled over to help a family member whose car had run out of gas. While the investigation is ongoing and no charges have been filed, Porto told Good Morning America they're going to push hard for Reid to be held accountable. We're going to be advocating for the most serious charges and the most serious sentence that Britt could ever receive. We don't have the toxicology back. I don't know what it's going to be. What I do know are the statements that he made to police that night. If you have 2 or 3 drinks and then you get behind the wheel of a car, you are likely over the legal limit. Don't leave out the Adderall. Reid's attorney told GMA he's made no contact with the Young family and has no further comment at this time. Why would he contact them? Why would the family even want to hear from him? Andy Reid was asked about the situation during his press conference following the Super Bowl. My heart goes out to all those who were involved in the accident, and particularly the family with the little girl who's fighting for her life. I can't comment on it any more than what I am here. So the questions you have, I'm going to have to turn those down. But just from a human standpoint, my heart bleeds for everybody involved in that. I would like to know, Andy Reid, I would like to know what you have to say about your son. Your son is the catalyst to all of this. Yeah, I know that's your son, and I know you're going to be on cold for him, but at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this right now. If that was my son that did that, he would get scolded by me in public. I don't care. Because he did something so stupid. It's not like he fell asleep at the wheel of the car and it just was a freak accident. This guy took it upon himself to have 2 or 3 drinks. let me focus on that. He said, I had 2 or 3 drinks. He said from his tone so nonchalantly, like 2 or 3 drinks wasn't going to do nothing to him. Now, 2 or 3 drinks no, it depends. What did he drink and how much? If these were like 2 to 3 shots, it probably wouldn't have done much. But if this was 2 or 3 drinks in a glass, yeah. Then he had Adderall on top of that. So you had pills mixed with alcohol. And they said he was going at highway speeds in an area that was not a highway. So he was going extremely fast. In 2007, Britt Reid and his brother Garrett Reid was sentenced up to 23 months in prison after they were involved in a car crash shortly after Garrett had taken heroin. So looks like drugs just happens to run in that family. The judge in the case referred to Andy Reid's homes as a drug emporium while announcing the sentences. Now look at that. Garrett Reid died in 2012 at the Philadelphia's Eagle training camp while his father was coaching the team. The cause of death was later announced as an accidental heroin overdose. Andy Reid left the Eagles after the 2012 season and took over as the Chiefs head coach. Britt Reid was hired as a defensive quality control coach in 2013 and held several different roles over the past 7 years. So I learned something new. He has a drug problem. Well, they said apparently his brother did. And they said his brother died of a heroin overdose in 2007. That it was an incident with another car, and the cause of it was because the brother was on heroin. His brother died of a heroin overdose, and the judge called Andy Reid's house a drug emporium. That's an interesting choice of words, an emporium. Not a drug house, but an emporium. That actually sounds real excessive and well deserved, considering. But like I said, the thing that pisses me off, like I said, the most about this story is the fact that Britt Reid sounds so arrogant about it. I only had 2 to 3 drinks. That lets me know right there. The fact that he brushed it off as just 2 to 3 drinks lets me know he might have an alcohol problem on top of his clear drug problem as well. Got behind the wheel of a car and drove at highway speeds and crashed into this family. He could have killed 2 kids that night. Now, I don't know what the status is on the other kid. I think the other kid is pulling through, but she's the one that really felt the damage of it. And they said he was that he got hospitalized too. Am I supposed to feel bad that he got hospitalized too? Because I don't. I do not feel bad that Britt Reid got hospitalized as well. Because he is the culprit behind all of this. He is the reason why this little girl is now going to have permanent brain damage. It's because of him. I do not feel bad for Britt Reid at all. But the fact that he has not been charged with anything, he has not been arrested, even considering he had all of that in his system, he almost killed this girl, could have killed 2 kids. She now has permanent brain damage. She can't walk. And there's still no charges. That's privilege to all PC out there who constantly say that PC privilege isn't real. This is a huge case study right here. And they're probably going to come back and say, oh, well, he's the son of Andy Reid, so, no. Because I have a feeling that could have happened to anybody who wasn't in Britt Reid's position. They're practically, in my opinion, letting this guy get away with what could have been attempted manslaughter. Well, attempted manslaughter. But I just wanted to bring this update to y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure that you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.